Please welcome your host for the evening, Peter Vilardi.
Hi, folks. How's everyone doing this evening? Okay, let's start things. I have a question. First of all, how are none of you at Waka Flocka Flame right now? Okay, for those of you who don't know, which must be all of you because you're here, Waka Flocka Flame is having a concert in Memod right now. So if you came here with the intentions of getting hard into paint, I applaud you, but I instruct you, the escalators are over there, take up, cut through scripts, go to college, go to Memod, go see Waka Flocka. It's going to be a great time. Anyway, happy Siblings Weekend. Does anyone have siblings in the audience? You're not wrong, I do. Yeah, all 4 of my siblings are in the audience. It's pretty crazy. All 4. No, I'm the 4th. I don't know. See, it's a thing about if you have 4 kids in your family, you don't know anything about each other. That's a real thing. Because if there are 2 kids in your family, you've got the details. It's not difficult. And then if there are like 7 or 8 kids in your family, you're hardwired to know your way, like to know every bit of information about them. But if there's 3 or 4, like they're strangers to me. I look at them and I don't know who. We came out of the same person. That's all we have in common. I don't understand. I am the oldest of 4. My sister Laura is here. She is 17. She's going to be 18 in 6 days exactly, which means she's old enough to, everybody say it with me on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, vote! Some of you didn't say vote. Some of you said, purchase cigarettes, and that's just unhealthy. If I could describe what Laura's interested in, don't listen to her, because she'll say, like, oh, I really like a fan or whatever. But what she's interested in doing is, she takes fictional characters sometimes from separate things, and she goes, I'm gonna write a story where you kiss. Like, that's her thing. I mean, that's fair, and she's a very good writer, and she's good at what he does, and I love her to death. But that's very silly, and I'm glad I talked about it. I'm going to skip over my other little sister for just a second. My little brother Thomas is in the audience. He is 9 years old. Like we said, I hope you keep it PG-13. Good Lord. I don't want to corrupt him. This kid is so sweet. When he was 3 years old, he had a recurring nightmare that there was a cow in his room. Like, it was just there. Now, when I wrote this, I went to a Freudian dream interpretation website, obviously, and I looked up what a cow means, and I guess, like, if you dream about a cow, you're, like, passive and docile, so take that how you will, buddy. Thomas is actually not passive at all. He has 3 girlfriends, which is 3 more than I have at this moment, so props to him. He also had an imaginary friend when he was a little kid, and his name was Jackson. Jackson's a really cool kid. I mean, I had an imaginary friend myself when I was a child. People used to make fun of me for having an imaginary friend, but Larry and I couldn't hear the haters. We would have lunch together, just be chatting, and someone would yell, hey, Peter, did Larry order the invisible meatball sub? And I'd be like, no, he has steak and lobster because he's not a peasant. Larry and I lost touch eventually, like I do with real friends. He moved to imaginary Wisconsin. I think he has a kid now. It's crazy. I mean, I'm going to die alone. So it's sad that I imagine someone who's doing better than me. But what happened was, I talked to Thomas recently. I was having, hey, buddy, what happened to Jackson? Where's Jackson been? I haven't heard from him in a while. And he said, oh, Jackson's not around anymore. And I'm thinking, this kid killed his imaginary friend. I feel like Ted Kaczynski's brother right now. This is crazy. So I asked him, what do you mean he's not around anymore? He's like, oh, he's in space. And I'm like, why is he in space? And he says, well, he was exploring space. He felt it was important to start with that. And a spaceship flew up his nose, and he couldn't pick his boogers because of the spaceship. And he couldn't live a life where he couldn't pick his boogers. So he just lives on the moon now. And I want to drop everything, switch to like an aeronautics major or something, have Thomas follow suit. We'll both enroll in the now defunct space program. We'll get it revived because we're so enthusiastic. And we'll man a two-man shuttle up to the moon where we're going to convince Jackson that life is worth living and he should come back to Earth. Actually, now that I say it out loud, I'm pretty sure that's just the plot of Interstellar. So if you haven't yet seen Interstellar, I'm really sorry to spoil it for you. It's a lovely movie about spaceship boogers and the meaning of life. And now we come to my other little sister, Maria Vilardi. She is very funny. She is 11 years old, and she is going to be my co-host for this evening, so let's let her open things up. Give a warm welcome to Maria Vilardi.
Hey everyone, as my older brother just told you, I'm Maria Vilardi. All you need to know about me is that I have run into at least 5 parking meters since I arrived in the city of Athens, Ohio. Why are they all there? Why? What have you done? It's like, but on a side note, I wonder what it was like when Joseph and Mary gave Jesus the talk. I mean, it's not like they really knew what they were doing either. So like, what's that all about? It's like, other note about the homie JC, I've been working on some puns recently. I'm calling it my food Bible. Jesus has now turned into Jesus Christ. At the crucifixion, he was grilled Jesus. God is now the big cheese. On the 3rd day of Jesus' expiration date, he rose like yeast from the bread. That's why you call it Yeaster. On another subject of ancient times, I recently watched a documentary in my social studies class about ancient Egypt. They said something in there, I can't remember what they were talking about, but they said something in there about the ancient Egyptians liking to drink, gossip, and fornicate. Yeah. Hopefully not all at the same time. But my best friend and I were just sitting in the back of the classroom going, and everyone else is going, what is, oh, okay, sure. And so, after class, this guy in my class, I should probably mention that he is very attractive, just saying, he walked up to me after the class and said, hey, I have a question. I was like, about what? And so he's like, there was like a word that I didn't understand. And he was like, what word? So, he told me this, and I was like, and he was like, they said something about like, the ancient Egyptians like to drink, gossip, and like, what was the other word? I think it started with an F, and I was like, fornicate? And he was like, yeah, that's the word. He's like, what does it mean? And I'm like, well, when a man and a woman, no, just kidding, I didn't actually say that. Coincidentally, there's another F word that means the same thing. And he was like, no, and I was like, yeah. My brother, everybody. On another side note about Egypt, I haven't been able to go. I'm only 11. But I've been able to see it with a very special application called Google Earth. So, but I feel like some people waste their chance to see the world with Google Earth. I mean, like, what is the first Google Earth search that literally everyone makes? Their own house? Okay, excuse me, the top of their own house? And I learned recently that the pictures on Google Earth aren't even fresh. I don't know. They are new. Why would you? Okay, you know what? You have your chance to see the world without leaving the comfort of your Mac. So some people are just like, oh, here's what my house looked like in 2007. Good for you. Good for you, buddy. Cool story, bro. Thank you. You guys have been awesome. Thanks so much.
No, you stay. You stay. We're co-hosting. This is so that was more for me than it was for you, but I hope you liked that. I really enjoyed that. That was great. Good job, sweetie. All right. We have 11 other wonderful comedians who are not this young, but they're all fun and they're great. Our first comedian of the evening is a very good friend of mine. He is the vice president of Blue Pencil Comedy. He just dropped a live album called Live at Okie Dojo, which was live at Okie Dojo. If you know where that is, it's in Pittsburgh. Give it up for Ryan Gabus, everybody.